Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Fun Stuff Friday and we've got a couple of sets here that we're going to look at today. These ones are the Renoir Fine Art 48 colored pencils, and I'm not going to swatch these because these are actually going to be given away for a prize for the 1,000 subscriber party. It's just one of the prizes that I've gotten in. I have opened them and I have looked at them, and I did go through and verify that all of these colors are in the Marco Renoir 120 set, 100 set, that sort of thing. They are called Color 3200, and they have the brand name on them as well as the color number. It says Marco Renoir Fine Art, and it is a black barrel. It's a round barrel, and it is a 3.8 millimeter core, so it's got quite a thick core in it. I'll move my coffee out of the way and I'll put you on the close-up camera so you can take a look at the pencil a little bit better. Okay, so it has quite a large core. That light is really bright. Trying to make it so it's not so bright but not off. I think that's the best we're going to do. But it does have the color 3200 as well as the color number, and I'm out of focus, but that's all right. I'll fix it later. And of course it has the company name there. And I have, like I said, I have gone through these and made sure there wasn't any major breakage. There is a little bit of breakage from shipping where, a couple of the tips broke off. I'm not going to fix them. My immediate response is, oh, that needs to be sharpened. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to, sharpen down the pencils to nothingness. So it comes with two trays. This one here also has a little bit of breakage. They seem to be fairly well centered. This one here is pretty off center though, as you can probably see there. They look like really nice pencils, and if they, like I said, I verified that they're the exact same colors via number as the Marco 120s, 100s. I'm going to actually take a look in the little swatch sheet that they send us in the 120 set, because they didn't send it in this one. And we'll just see if it's the exact same set as the 48. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so white. So I'm not seeing the number of that one. This one is here. This one is here. This one is here. Yeah, I'll have to go through them. What I will probably end up doing is going through and leaving this little swatch chart in here so you can have the color names, because this gives the color names as well as the color numbers. So I'll probably leave this in this package for you. It is out of my 120 set, but it does cover all 120 colors. And of course, it's in English as well as Chinese. So I will leave that in there so that you can go through when you swatch and add your color names. But it is a very lovely 48-piece set with the black barrels. Now, I didn't see a larger set with the black barrels, but I'm quite sure they're out there somewhere. I just haven't looked horribly deeply. These I got off of Wish, and I'm quite sure if I was to look for them on Amazon or on AliExpress, I may be able to find more with the black barrels. But that's enough for those ones. Like I said, those are going to be a giveaway for our 1,000 subscriber party. Yay! We're not there yet. We're working on it. As soon as we get there, I will set up a party for it. And of course, that will be live. Now this one, it comes with that little swatch card that tells you all the color numbers. It also comes with this little swatch card for 120 pencils. I'm not going to use this. It's really cute though. It has their logo and everything on the back. It's a good cardstock. Quite a nice card. But it'll stay in the package. It also comes with 4 of these little sharpeners. I don't use these little sharpeners. I'm horrible with them. I break pencils horribly with them. And of course, the multiple trays of colored pencils. I did have a couple of breakages in here, like this one here broke. Not only on transport, but you'll see. So I have had a couple of breakages, and I did notice that, because I do have full set syndrome, I do have most of these colors. I do have the 100 set that you probably have seen that I reviewed a while back. I think I got them for Christmas last Christmas. So I have reviewed those and I have gone through them, but I will also go through and swatch all of these. And what I'll probably end up doing is just pulling the 20 colors I don't have in the bag out and using the rest of them as backup. And backups are great. I love backups because then I don't have to buy them again later. But like I said, I bought these off of Wish. They did come very well packaged. Not as well packaged as AliExpress, but way better packaged than Amazon. So they did have quite a bit of bubble wrap around them, and they did have they've got little bumpers between the trays and the box, and they did have this little bumper between the pencils and the top of the box. So what we will do is we will go into the swatch here in just a few seconds. I will give you about 10 seconds to grab your coffees and get everything ready. The swatch will be approximately 6 to 8 minutes, hopefully shorter. It is quite a large set, so you will see that, well, I'll talk to you about it after. I got a little heavy-handed, that's all I'm going to say. All right, guys, I will be back in a few minutes. I hope you enjoy the swatch. Grab your coffee. It is swatch time. Okay, see, that wasn't so bad, was it? All right, so we've got our swatch done, and I have gone through and added all of the color names to the swatch. I know I didn't do it in the video because it would have taken me forever because I had to go through and it's not in order at all. In the box they come in this arrangement, so that's really good. Um, I was really happy to see that the colors were all in their color family. The only ones that are a little bit odd are from the Prussian blue down to the white. I think those were added at some point and just weren't put in their color families. I found the same thing with the 100 set as well. So I'm not sure why they've thrown those ones on the end and then continued to, but that's what they've done. Um, Absolutely fantastic colors. I'll put the pencils on aside here for a minute and we'll take a closer look at the swatch. I'm gonna put you over on the close-up camera, maybe close-up camera, and we'll actually turn this light off and then we will fix you because for some reason it is blurry. I don't know why, but we will fix it. This will just take a moment. All right, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a lovely pale yellow and into some of the yellows, and just gonna fix that. There we go. Into our light yellows and into our orangey light yellows, into our peachy colors, our skin tones, as well as into our oranges, dark oranges. It has a huge selection of pretty much every color, including orange and yellow, which is really, really good. It goes into the reds, and then into our deeper reds, and then into our pinks. It is a little bit off on the pink, but then you got to remember that two of them are down here at the bottom. So it seems like there's not very many pinks up here in the tray, and then once you get to the end there's a couple more. So we've got our flesh tones, our pink, our rose colors, our dark rose, dark pinks, deep pinks, gray pinks, all different really pretty colors of pink. And then we have our carmines, and then into our red violets and our violet colors, and then into our purple violets and our light purple colors. And then we go into our blue violet areas here, of course, and then we start into our blues. And it has a really good selection of light blues into our turquoise sea green colors down here. The only thing I think is lacking a little bit is in the greens. We have a couple of light greens, a couple of medium greens, and a couple of dark greens, and then we go into our aquatic green colors. But it's not as heavy on greens as some other sets I have seen. And then we go into our olive greens and then our really, really dark greens. Same with the browns. It's got a good selection of browns, but it's not really heavy on them. I think if you look at the entire swatch all at once, it's pretty even for each area of the swatch, between the yellows and the oranges and reds and pinks and that sort of thing. I think they've got pretty much an even keel throughout all of the colors. They've got a really nice yellow ochre here for a light brown, burnt ochre for a medium to a light to medium brown, and then we've got some medium browns here with the siennas, and then we've got light brown and then darker ochre color, and then we've got brown ochre, and then we've got regular brown, and then we've got our really dark brown colors like our sepia or umber, dark brown gray, that sort of thing. And then we go down into our grays, and we have, instead of calling it just warm gray, they've got the brown gray, medium brown gray, light brown gray, and then we go into our warm gray and pale brown gray. So it's all over the place with the different grays, um, which isn't a horrible thing. It's got grays, it's got warm grays, it's got light gray, cold grays, it's got brown grays, it's got blue grays. It's got a good selection of different areas of gray that you would want to use for things like mold and different things like that, and of course gray. But it's got a really good selection of gray. I do find that as you probably have seen on the swatch sheet, let's switch it back over to the full camera. Oh, let's not smash everything. I did find while doing the swatches that they are a very soft core pencil. Don't press too hard on them. They will break. I did break one. Let's see if I can find it because I broke it pretty good. I want to give it a sharpen. So I broke this one during the swatch. And like I said, I put way too much pressure on it. It was not something that happened because of shipping. That was me. So we're going to sharpen this up. Let's try it with one of these sharpeners and see how badly I break the pencil. I just want to see if the sharpeners work, if I can get them out of the box. So it's just a basic little tiny sharpener. They fit quite well in there. Let's see if I can find my sharpen bucket. I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want to break the pencil even more, but okay, so I've got the lid to my sharpen bucket, and we'll see. So it sharpens the wood continuous. It gives a really good sharpen on the pencil. I know you're supposed to turn the sharpener, not the pencil, but I find that I break even more pencils if I turn the sharpener. I don't know why. I just can't do it that way. I just can't do it. But as you can see, the sharpen is one continuous thing. It's not a choppy breaking of the wood, which is good. Tells me that the wood is very well done. And like I said, it sharpened quite nicely. I'll sit you over onto the close-up so you can see. It did a very good job on getting a very good fine point. They do seem to be quite well centered in this set. Like I said, I haven't seen any problems with the centering of any of the pencils in the set. And of course we are going to color with them. So the little sharpeners do quite well. Personally, I am not fond of little sharpeners, but I will keep them in case my big sharpeners get mangled or something. Okay, let's switch it back over to the main. So in this tray we have our yellows into our peaches and oranges, and our reds into our pinks, and into our red violet colors, our reddy purple colors. And like I said, they are in the typical flimsy little tray. So if you're going to be using them in the box, be careful of the trays because they are a little bit flimsy. And then we go into our light purples and into our blue violets, into our blues, and then into our aquatic colors and into our greens. No, don't do it. Don't do it. So as you can see, they are a little bit flimsy, and I almost lost all the pencils there. And then into our dark greens and our browns and then our grays and into our blacks. And these ones here are those little colors at the end that I was showing you. And they're more of the pinky skin tone, light yellow, light brown, really light colors, almost white. And I think that's why they put them here, because they are almost white. Let's see if I can show you on the swatch here. So if you look at the swatch, and of course that looks terrible. Let's see. Let's see if I can get you so that you can see that a little bit better. Nope, nope, that's too much. Nope, too bright. Okay. So as you can see with the English rose there, the old rose, those are really light pinks, gray pink color. And then the apricot, mongoose, and ash are all really pale yellow colors. Ash is a really pale gray brown color. And then of course we've got our white. So those colors are really light, almost white colors. So I think that's why they put them in that area, so that they would be with a white. Now you can of course put these at the start or at, in the pink areas and still have a good a good flow to your pencils. Now let's see if I can put this back in here. It's a little tight because of the foam that they put up at the top so that the pencils don't bash into the metal of the tin. Alright, so we've got them back in the box. We're going to put our sharpen bucket away. And we've talked about the swatch and we've gone through the swatch and the pencils, so let's color. We got a color. So I'm going to switch on over, move this over here. We're going to grab our swatch. And like I said, I've used pretty much all of the colors in this set except for the ones that start with 300. So we're going to use some of those. So let's pull some of those out. So there's one there. It's a nice pinky color. So this is this one here, the rouge. And I think the next bunch are on the next tray in the purples. Oh no, there's a pink in there that I want. There it is. And this one here is Charm Pink. So we'll be using it. And I think there's another one in here as well. Yes. And this one here is My Pink, which is a dark flesh tone almost color. So we'll be using that. And the next one I think is in the purples. And we'll use London Hue and Dull Lavender. So 320 and 311. So that would be these two. So it seems that all of the ones that are in the 120 set that aren't in the 100 set seem to be in the purples. There's a couple, I think, in, let's see. Yeah, there's a couple in the blues, but most are in the pinks, purples, Yeah, there's a couple of greens too. And a couple, so it's pretty much, you know, one or two of each that are in um, the 120 set that aren't in the smaller sets. So I've got Aztec yellow here as well that I'm going to grab. And what else? What else? What else? Let's grab a blue because there's a nice Prussian green here, or Persian green blue color. That's really pretty. Really pretty looking. And then we'll get a little bit of green going. Let's see what color. We'll use Snip Cove as well. Pulling out all these colors and I don't even know what picture I'm going to color in. Isn't that funny? Okay, so I want hippie green 307. So I want hippie green and sea green. So 307 and 302. All right, so I've got some 300s. These are all colors that aren't in my 120 set, or aren't in my 100 set, but are in the 120 set. So we're going to use those because I haven't used them, those colors yet, myself. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use colors that I have not used yet, ever. And we're of course going to color in the Joanna Basford. And we started this page with the Marco squares. So we're going to continue on this page with these ones. I think we're going to do the candy. Well, maybe not. Those aren't really candy kind of colors, are they? Oh, maybe. Yeah, we can make candy out of them. So we're going to actually color the candy area there. I'm going to switch over to the close-up and get you centered on that. Turn on the light so I can see what I'm doing. And give these babies a bit of a sharpen. So we're going to start with the light purple. So as you can see, sharpened up really nice, nice and tight, long, pointy sharpen. And we're going to put in some shadow. On this candy here. Now, like I said, these are really soft, so it is a layering pencil. You could probably heavy hand them, but you're going to be sharpening quite a bit. When I was doing the heavy area, like I said, I snapped that one green. It was horrible. Okay, so we've got our shadow areas going in. To our lovely, lovely purple candy here. And make it purple and pink because, yeah, that's the best kind of candy. Alrighty. Now hopefully you can see that. It's probably way too light for you. Here, I'll turn off that light. Maybe it'll help. Of course, now I can't see, so. Okay, so we've got that purple down. Now we're going to take our light pink and we're going to work on the ones that we're going to do in pink, and then we'll work on the ones we're going to do in purple. I'm just going over right over top of that light purple so that I can use it as a shadow. They layer quite nicely in the Joanna books. I think they're doing quite nice. I've got so many things to show you today. I think I might even do a bit of a live stream. Maybe. I might do that before I publish this video. I don't know. All the different options. And like I said, it is a layering pencil, so I'm not pushing hard. I'm just putting really light layers on until I get to the color that I want, because I don't want it to be really dark. Well, not even really dark. I don't want to damage the pencil or kill the tooth of the paper. The great thing about them is they're very vibrant colored. They have a really good color level to them, which is really nice. Now we're going to use our dark pink here. And we're going to do our shadow, or our edge areas in the dark pink. We're just going to go over the purple a little bit and bring it down into the area. And we're going to follow this line here. And we're just going to make sure that we leave a light area. Take that shadow and extend it out a little bit. Yeah, full set syndrome, got me really bad on this one. Because I already have the 100 set. I really do. And I don't know. I just really wanted those extra colors. And I'm kind of glad I did, because that was one thing that I found was lacking quite a bit in the 100 set, was pinks and light pastel-y kind of colors. So kind of glad I did it. Alright, now we're going to take our light purple and we're going to sharpen it up. I'm going to shake you around a bit. And we're just going to fill in the whole thing, and then we'll put in the dark. Because of the way these pencils are, it's a lot easier to layer the light down first and then the dark over top, so that you get a good level of dark to light. Otherwise, you may end up killing the tooth trying to put down the dark and then the light over top of it, and then you don't get the ability to build that color. They are very soft though. Some of them don't seem to have, like some of them are very pastel pale colors, so If you get one that doesn't look like it has a lot of color, just keep going. Keep layering that color on top of each other so that you get the color that you want. Because with pastel pale colors, that's what you kind of have to do. I think they're pretty though. And they're going down quite nicely. And just like the Marco squares did. They have about the same consistency as the Marco squares. I like the color brightness, but like I said, I'm using only the colors that don't come in the 100s on this, so it's not going to have all the bright colors that I'm attracted to because those are already included in the 100. So in order to darken this light purple, because there is no dark purple in the set that I grabbed, set of pencils that I've grabbed, number of pencils that I've grabbed, I'm using the blue. I'm just layering it over top of it, and I will add a little bit more purple to it if I find that it's not quite the color I want for the purple. Just try to make sure that your light line goes in the right direction. That it's all joined together, and you should be fine. Like I said, I can also go over this with a bit of that pink and give it a bit of a darker purple, which I might do. Okay, so let's take that darker red pink color and we'll just darken this up a little bit down here on the ends. And of course, once I've done this, I can bring those two together with that lighter purple again. Like that. And then we'll take this pale purple, lavender color, and just join them all together. Then we get a little bit darker of a purple. Like that. Candies are always so much fun to color. I don't know what kind of candy's in there, but it's pretty. Alright, so let's do, I think those are gumballs, so let's do those in a lovely pink. So we'll just use the light pink to start. lovely pink gumballs. And I know not all gumballs are pink, and I should have probably done this one as blue, but that's fine. We'll do the next ones in blue. Okay, and then we're going to take this dark pink and we're going to do our edges. And then we have pink gumballs. Very cute little pink gumballs. Alright, let's do a green jelly bean. Green jelly beans. So we've got our light green. It's a nice color too. Like I said, I've never used any of these colors out of the 300 area. They are available in the 120 set, not the 100 set that I previously have. So they're all a new color to me. It's a very pretty color though. I know it doesn't quite look right to you guys. I don't know why this camera doesn't pick up green very well. It's either that or else it's my monitor, because yeah, that happens too. Then we'll put in the dark green. There we go. And there's a green jelly bean. And I need my dust brush. I don't think we have enough colors to do all of these wonderful little things, but we will try. So this one here we're going to do in this hot pink and some green. And we're just going to use pressure to do our light sources. Instead of color. And of course I could go over that with that light pink and lighten it up a little bit, but I want to see how well they work with just using pressure and variation. They seem to be doing quite well for it. So basically what I'm doing, as you probably already know, is I'm just using a deeper pressure, a harder pressure in the areas I want to be dark, and just very light pressure in the places I want that light source to show. And I'm going to do the same thing with the green, because why not? I know I have a darker green, but so I'm just using a medium pressure on the areas that I want to be darker. Try not to get too heavy-handed with it so that you don't end up with broken pencils or mushed pencils. I really like this green though. I'm probably boring the heck out of all of you. Alright. And there's our lovely green and red candy. I know it's not a true red, but most candies aren't a true red when you look at them. And then we're going to do a wonderful blue-green kind of gumball here. So I'm going to do this one. And Joanna's books are really, really nice paper. And these are doing really well on the paper in her books, so that's good. Then we're going to take this blue, put it in our shadows. Bring that out a little bit. Just like that. And of course I could have done that with one pencil, but I wanted to see what they look like together. Alright, and then we're going to do a lovely yellow gumball. And maybe a yellow jelly bean too. Now I only have one yellow, and it's a really dark yellow, so we'll do the shadow area first, and then we'll lighten our hand to a very, very light for those darker area or lighter area. So I'm just going to go over the darker area a couple of times with a medium pressure, and then we'll just go really lightly over that light area like that. And I think I want this jelly bean to be yellow as well. Then we'll do the other jelly bean purple, because I like purple jelly beans. Like yellow ones too. They're always lemony, or if they're really light yellow, then they're coconutty or that sort of thing. Pineapple. Pineapple. Okay, so there we are with the yellow jelly bean. Then we're going to do a lovely purple jelly bean here. And we're going to do the light purple. So because I'm just going to do it light purple, I'm just going to use this as the dark, as the shadow, and this really, really pale purple here. There we go. As our pale. Now we're going to do the candy there, and we're going to use the yellow and this orangey peachy color. So let's start with this color, and we'll start on the edges here with it. Because we've got a yellow gumball there. This is almost a pinky color, but I think it'll look fine. We could always do the center in pink as well, with the light pink and the dark pink edge. We might do that. And then we'll do this one in blue and green or something. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, and then we'll take our lighter pink, or darker pink, but actual pink. I'm just going to put down one quick layer, light layer. And then of course I will go in and do the shadow areas, and then I'll go over it again just to blend it all together. And cover up any white spots that are left. Okay, so then we're going to take this one. Just going to extend those pink areas out a little bit. And down in here. Cover that shadow area. And then we'll cover little bits of shadow up there. And then we'll take our pink again and we'll just go in and bring those all together into one color so that you don't see a hard transition. finish that side. Didn't look right. I didn't put the shadow areas in. No wonder why it didn't look right. I hope everybody has wonderful plans for the weekend. It is Friday, so I hope everybody has some good things to do over the weekend. Of course, on Saturday we will be hopefully finishing off the Menuet de Bonheur from Kanoko Ogusa. That'd be really cool to finish that off. And we'll be doing that live Saturday morning at 10 o'clock Pacific time, of course. Just adding a little bit more detail there. That looks really good. I like that. All right, so this one here, let's do it in blues and greens. So we'll take our light green and our light blue. So we'll put the blue down here on these ones here. Well, maybe pink and blue. Too late now. Almost done. I know this is always the longest part of this stream, isn't it? Longest part of this Fun Stuff Friday stuff is when I decide that I'm just going to color. Sit and talk about nothing. I'm really liking this blue color though. It's really pretty. Now that I've noticed the time, now my brain is trying to speed me up. And you know what happens when you speed up? We end up with problems. I'm just going to put a little bit of green in here. I like that blend too. Put in our shadow. Okay. There's our little green candy. Then we'll do yellow and green on this one, I think. Well, let's do yellow and pink, like this pink, because we haven't used it a lot either. Now I'm rushing along, so hopefully I don't make too many mistakes along the way here. This is going to be a really good skin tone color for shadows in those dark areas. Now let's try this. Just going to do the shadow area and then I'll do it light. And then I'm just going to go over it with this yellow and see what happens. get a pretty good blend of for an orange. It actually blends quite nicely to make an orange. Okay, good to know. The experimentation has begun. And I'll just go over it lightly with this one. Alright, so we've got yellow gumballs, we've got pink gumballs, we need purple gumballs. We need some purple gumballs. So I'm just going over it with the darker purple. And then we're going to take this magenta type of pink color. We're just going to put in some shadows. And then what we'll do is we'll blend that all together with the really pale pink, pale purple color. And then we will get a proper purpley color out of that pink. Maybe a little bit more of that pink. And there we go. Okay, so there it is, all finished up. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As far as I'm concerned, of course, I absolutely adore my Marco pencils, and I think this is the complete set now. Between these two pictures, both are done with Marco. These is done with the Marco Square 48 set of basic colors. And this one is done with all the, well, with 4, 8, 10 of the extra colors that I don't have in the 100 set that I do now have in the 120 set. And I think they did pretty good. They're not horribly odd colors to put together, so I think they did pretty good. All in all, fantastic colors, fantastic pencils. Let's see if they blend. Let's see if I can find my poor little blender stick. I think I'm going to have to go back to my eye doctor or something. My eyes just aren't focusing. Let's see how well they blend with the Caran d'Ache blender stick. They seem to be doing quite well. Not peeling anything up, which is good. And it's taken those colors together, which is good. So let's try one that we just did the light and dark on. Yeah, it does pretty good, I think. Without completely erasing the light areas and still blending it and getting rid of some of that white spot. This one here I went a little heavy-handed on one side, so but it seemed to blend together nicely. So let's try this one. This one we did the light and heavy hand again. Make sure that you don't do what I just did and blend from your heavy down to your light, otherwise you're going to blend your light out. And blend from your light to your heavy when you're doing one color blend. Yeah, I think it blends quite nicely. Yeah, I think it did really well. Alright guys, I think that this is a definite success. I think that the pencils are absolutely wonderful. They do blend really nicely. I can get rid of all of that white spot and still maintain that high-low color, which is really good. And yeah. Of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe the video. If you want to join us over on Facebook, absolutely feel free to do so. Just make sure you fill out the application form. We don't accept anybody that doesn't. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy what you see. Of course, I will be back because got a bunch of other things I still got to do. So um, hopefully I will see you again soon. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day. Remember to always relax, color, and stay safe. Bye-bye for now, guys. Oh, wrong camera. Actually, let's go over to the main camera so you can see a little bit here. I'm going to bring you in. Maybe that's my problem, is I had you too far out because I moved the camera to show books yesterday. Yeah, that's better. Absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. Bye-bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.